Today we're talking about a product that has kind of been rumored for years, ever since the Apple Watch was announced. Like, people have talked about what will it take to get a camera on the Apple Watch. They've talked about Apple building something underneath the screen. That's not even happened with the iPhones yet. And then there's been a couple manufacturers that have come out, or at least announced that they were working on a watch band with a camera in it. And from what I know, like, nothing ever happened. Like, I've never been able to get my hands on one until now. A company called WristCam came out with a band with not just one camera, but two cameras on it. It's got a selfie camera and then a camera that faces out that can just take pictures of whatever you want. A lot of you are probably thinking, well, that's kind of a ridiculous device. You don't really need something like that. And that's a fair first impression. But the truth is, the freedom that a device like this gives you is pretty awesome. Now, Apple came out with cellular on the Series 3. I mean, that's been years ago. And that gave us some freedom. That gave us freedom to leave our phone at home and go out and just enjoy not having your phone. But the problem is, there's still times you want your camera with you, and you don't want to carry around another camera most of the time, and your phone has a really good camera on it, so what do? You end up just putting your phone in your pocket anyway. Even though you don't have to take it with you, you still take it with you in case you need that camera. With this, you don't need that anymore. The photos on it are great. As long as you have a lot of light, it works great. So daytime shots are wonderful. So the way the watch band actually works is you install a WristCam app on the watch itself, and when you go in there, you can actually see what the camera sees. You can switch between the regular camera and the selfie camera, and then you also have photo and video options in there by just swiping back and forth. You can view previously taken photos that are stored on the watch band. It's pretty powerful. You can even change the aspect ratio of the pictures, change the way it does video, whether you want an action camera or just the HD camera. It does shoot in 1080p. The band also actually has a physical button right here, and with that you can just tap it once to take a picture, or tap and hold it for just a second and it's going to take some video. I've taken this thing to Disney. I'm going to throw up some photos right now of just the trip, and I gotta say, like, the quality of them are really good. Now, video leaves a little bit to be desired, but overall, it's still good. So here's what the quality from the band looks like. I believe it shoots in 1080p, and you can hear it. This is probably ideal situations because I'm in my studio with my lights on and all that. But here you have it. This is what it sounds and looks like. And I gotta say, when you go to a place like Disney, or you're going to an amusement park that has roller coasters, that's where this thing shines. I don't know about you, but I have lost my phone on a roller coaster before. Completely destroyed it. It was heartbreaking because it was a Series 7 jet black, if you guys remember that. I loved that phone. I wouldn't have had to worry about that if I would have had a device like this back then. Now, in the box, you do get a charging brick and the cable. The charging brick actually has two USB ports. The cable is proprietary. It's like a magnet connecting. With that extra USB port, you can plug in the Apple Watch charger, and then you can charge both at the same time with one brick, which is pretty awesome. Hey everybody, it's Brian from the future. I made this video a couple weeks ago, and since then they did send me some betas. I've got to play around with their video feature a little bit. It's supposed to be video calling. For whatever reason, the betas I have, it's not really there yet. You are able to send video clips back and forth. The person you're sending them to needs to download the WristCam Messenger app. Once you have that all done, it's kind of fun. I mean, it's interesting, and they are working on video calling. I'm not sure when that's going to be released. I thought it was going to be in this beta that I got, but I couldn't figure out how to access it. I'm sure it's coming. Maybe you have to have the WristCam Messenger beta as well, which I did not have access to. Also, I'm sure somebody's going to mention the band is kind of bulky. Honestly, after wearing it for maybe an hour, you kind of just forget about it. I have hit it on a couple things. It's held up really well. No issues there. And I mean, just having the camera on your wrist, it's worth the extra bulk. All right, so that's really all I had to add. So let's go ahead and go back to old Brian. No, younger Brian. He's 2 weeks ago, so he was younger. Previous Brian. Let's go back to him. Battery life is okay. I mean, you gotta think, it's a pretty small device. You're definitely gonna be charging this every day if you take it with you on a trip where you're at an amusement park, you're going to want to charge it every night with your watch anyway. Pairing process is really easy. The app itself has a full list of tutorial videos and how-to videos. They make this as simple as possible, which is great. Overall, I do recommend this band for anybody that wants to be able to get away from their phone and still have that camera with you. You know, if you're adventurous or you go to a lot of amusement parks, or you just want to get away from your phone and not lose your camera. The band is $299, which is kind of expensive, but at the same time, there's a lot of technology packed in here to make that work. I honestly think it's worth it. Like, they did not pay me to say anything about good or bad about this device. They did send me the device for free. I like it. I think it's pretty awesome. If you're somebody that does like the Apple Watch, I have some other videos right here. You can check those out. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. God bless.